there has been an alarming rate of bankruptcy cases among youth. Adding high inflation into the mix, Malaysian youths are in a bind over the rising cost of living and a lack of financial literacy. Raymond D Gabriel from People Systems Consultancy discusses how current situations are impacting youth's finances.
While the economy is opening up for these groups, some of them don't have the same jobs, the same type of incomes that they used to, because everybody's tightening their belt. And I think this has caused a sort of a repercussion in terms of how they manage their finances. Put it also together with the rising cost of food, basic food, things that you could get cheaper in the market. You could cook your own food, but all those costs have gone up, but incomes haven't gone up as well. And this has caused a lot of difficulty with people to understand how to manage that situation. Even bankruptcy cases from 2018 to 2022, there's almost 45,000 bankruptcy cases. About 10,000 of them are among youth between the age of 24 and 35 as well. And I think if you take a look at the main causes before the pandemic, the main cause for bankruptcy among youth was vehicles. So basically people buying things because of lifestyle or whatever. But right now you see the main cause, almost 50%, was because of personal loans. Now personal loans can mean two things. One is they're getting these personal loans to survive because they don't have enough income. And that could be a main cause. But it also could be that they're getting personal loans to buy personal things or go on a trip or do something for themselves. But I think it's more the first one, that people are looking at survival now.
In increasing financial literacy, Raymond stressed the need for a proper syllabus in schools and universities that guides the youth on how to manage their finances.
So there has to be education, maybe a syllabus, a proper syllabus by its own in financial literacy, in schools, in colleges. Make it mandatory for them to understand that if you get into things like excessive credit, your lifestyle, the basics of financial literacy, not so much just investing alone, but that can come later when you have capital and savings, but to understand the repercussions of how what you spend now has a bearing on your future, right? I always talk to my kids. They tell me something called your future self and your current self. A lot of people are not worried about their future self. They're thinking about enjoying life and living now. Yeah. I think one more area is to look at how we could engage them in terms of education based on their goals. Meaning that if they have a goal to, let's say, own their first house, or to own their first vehicle for work, or to look at something that is good, bring in financial literacy and make it realistic to them. Me and you, we've always heard from our parents, right? You got to save more, cut down your expenses. Many people never listened and never followed it. But I think if you can engage young people and people with their goals and use their goals as a motivation to practice financial literacy, I think then we're on the right path as well.